wrapping up with
North of the border in Toronto, the setting for the Hornets. A player who can beat you in just about every way possible. LaMelo Ball getting his game face on as they prepare to do battle at Scotiabank Arena. Hornets, Raptors, tip-off just moments away. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA Ball. This is Brian Anderson at the table with basketball royalty, Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg, Allie LaForce, our reporter. And now let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Charlotte Hornets. They've got Griffin. Miles Bridges is out there with Miller. Then there's LaMelo Ball, and it's Richards in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Raptors, Kelly Olynyk is out there with Barnes. Then there's Emmanuel Quickley, then it's R.J. Barrett, and it's Trent in at the 2. Well, Grant, when you look at these teams, both very scrappy. They're really getting after it on defense right now.
And I love it. I mean, it's actually really refreshing to see. Being that the league has shifted more to being offensive-oriented, this matchup has a bit of an old-school feel to it. So you know I like that. It's going to be fun.
Now here's Ball to the inside. Here's Richards. From down in the low post, it goes.
You know, that's exactly how they wanted to run that possession, guys. Beautiful.
Griffin against Trent. Outside Barnes. Back to Trent. Beyond the arc. The putback is no good. And it's the Hornets ball. Coming off that win against the Sixers.
They were lights out from beyond the arc, and they spaced the floor beautifully in that one.
There's all kind of talk in the game today about stretching the floor, because when you do that, everything else just becomes a little easier.
And so here is Toronto. The Hornets making their last shot. Here's Barnes. Soft touch off the glass.
Love to see that kind of activity. He just makes things happen.
Griffin outside. Over to the wing. Shot clock at 5. Here's Miller, guarded by Barrett. Ooh, nice shot by Miller.
Off to a nice start here. They've hit all 3 from the field.
Ball against Quickley. Pass to Olynyk. Trent outside. That won't go for him. Now 0 for 2.
All alone from mid-range. You got to think he's kicking himself.
Here's Griffin. Bridges with it. Out to the right wing. Miller. And a miss there on the triple.
They have been rolling. That's their first miss of the game.
Outside Barrett. Fader on the way. Griffin pulls down the board.
Not exactly what they're looking for out of the gates. Just 1 of 4 shooting.
Rebound by Olynyk. Toronto trailing. Quickly outside. Pass to Barrett. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
1 of 5 to start the game. They have to slow down and just play their brand of basketball.
Well, Grant, for R.J. Barrett, he pretty much knew he was going to be an NBA player.
Oh, B.A., he sure did. And the #1 prospect out of high school in Florida in 2018. Did his one and done in college at Duke and followed it up with the #3 overall pick. And he has definitely delivered.
And it's Quickley with a miss. And so MP will bring it up for Charlotte. This game against Toronto here, it's their first look at the Raptors.
And they'll meet 3 times overall. A little bit of a tone setter here tonight.
First time you face a team in the season, that's when you're looking to take that mental advantage. Demonstrate you're better. Could make it easier down the road.
Yeah, the aggressive mindset of Barrett. Looking to score and force defenses into difficult situations.
But Grant, one of the things that keep Raptors fans positive is the youth that's represented on this roster.
Yeah, they've got a great core, BA, and lots of young guys on this team. But they're missing a star. Yeah, probably, but they can be dangerous.
The free throw drops for Barrett.
And with Barrett, we know he can score the ball. Now he must focus on becoming a better passer and facilitator.
And he makes both free throws.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe. He's going to cash in more than not.
Ball passes to Bridges. To the paint. Ball outside. Pass to Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
And I just love how he's making the effort plays that everyone around him appreciates.
It is certainly making an impact tonight.
Well, you know, if you're not going to take care of the defensive glass, it's going to be hard to come away with the win.
Here's quickly. After the basket by Charlotte. Trent's shot is off.
Good offense squaring up against better D there. You got to appreciate that stop.
And here's Griffin outside. And the Hornets, another 3.
Defensively, their effort hasn't been great early on.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
Now here's quickly. In his last outing, he had 11 points. Olynyk for 3. Miller pulls it in. On offense, here are the Hornets. They're on a 14-4 run to the middle. The kick out to Griffin. From downtown, he drops it from range. Griffin's got 11 points.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Here's Trent. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Griffin's got 5 rebounds in the game.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man, just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from it.
And the Raptors call time here. Well, Grant, it's the time of year where teams are starting to find their identity and looking forward to the coming months.
Yeah, you know, you're through the initial grind, and it's onward and upward from here. But teams are still figuring out who the contenders and pretenders might be. But nobody's hopes are completely tarnished just yet.
Boy, it's been fun watching this player do his thing lately. Our player of the week for the Eastern Conference.
And his team counts on him to lead the offense and make things happen out there. And lately, he's done just that. He's giving a ton of energy and done everything in his power to help them succeed.
Now here's Quickly. He's scoreless. Olynyk passes to Quickly. Back to Olynyk. To stop the run. Tries yet again. It doesn't go for him. Good work defensively by Richards.
You know, he just has not been himself this period. Just too inconsistent up and down at the offensive end.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
Now here's Barnes, an aggressive player on offense, scoring around 16 a game. And Trent the bucket on the assist from Barnes.
Thank you, Scotty Barnes.
Charlotte's gone 3 of 4 on threes here in this first quarter. Griffin outside. Down low. The kick out to Ball. It's Bridges on the wing. He's guarded by Barnes. Richards. And he banks in the layup. Richards has got his second bucket of the night.
And guys, the way this defense is getting manhandled down low, you have to wonder if they're at 100% right now.
Here's Trent into the lane. And he dunks it down.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
You know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
And here are the Raptors now, following the bucket by the Hornets.
Hornets foul. LaMelo Ball. That's his second personal foul. Second team foul.
All right, guys, some stats here. The scoring breakdown for Charlotte.
You know, so far in this one, these guys have been knocking it down from distance. You've got to like their confidence as this game continues. They're on a nice roll.
You have to like the fact that they're not settling at all. I mean, they've really made a point to get the ball down inside and challenge that interior defense.
And he knocks down the first one. So Toronto going with almost an entire new group here. Boucher's checked in for Olynyk. Nora comes in for Scotty Barnes. Dick, he's checked in for Barrett. And it's Brown in for Trent. And quickly drops them both. They put together a solid lead.
And it doesn't seem like they're going to back off.
And here's Griffin outside. And the Hornets, another three.
Oh, it's just raining threes for them early.
Lighting it up from outside. Hard to keep up with this.
Quickly against Griffin. And that one's good. Quickly. Charlotte has gone 4 of 5 from distance here in the first quarter. Griffin against Quickly. MP looking around. Pass to Richards. 6 to shoot. Martin outside. Lets the three fly. It's hauled in by the Raptors. They come into this one following the loss to Atlanta.
I really think that L has to fall on their defense or a lack thereof. Just not enough focus at that end of the floor.
Yeah, and that's really inexcusable. I mean, there's just no way that you can justify that. When you don't put the work in on defense, you're going to end up on the losing end.
Griffin.
So far, they're owning both ends of the floor. We'll see if they can keep this going.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
And, you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
The way they've gotten after rebounds has been impressive.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Here's Nora coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta. Here's Quickly. Oh, an amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Quickly's got 8 points.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
He's putting them to the test this quarter, attacking every chance he gets.
Here's Quickly. And it falls for him. He's now 4 of 7 from the field.
He's trying to will this team back into it, doing all he can offensively.
2 minutes left.
Here's Griffin. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Count it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They should continue to ride the hot hand.
Toronto has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Back in 2017, two-way contracts started in the NBA. Created more opportunities, Brad.
The BA Chris Boucher signing one of the first two-ways back in 2017. I mean, he was a huge success story for this system. Chris signing.
On the court for the Hornets. Miller is out there with Miles Bridges. Then there's Nick Richards. Then there's Griffin. Clock at 6. Here's Barnes. The shot, no good. Nice D from Bridges. Here's Griffin. They get the rebound. And it's good.
Griffin.
Off the back rim and in. Griffin's got 20.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
Thanks. Well, MP in their last game against the 76ers put on a show. He ended up with 58 points and had an impact defensively, collecting a number of steals. And he had a monster game that last time out. He'll try to match or even exceed those numbers tonight. That's got to be scary to face, Brian.
Yeah, he was unstoppable during certain stretches. It'd be great to see him top that performance tonight.
Well, his team needs him to contribute. When he's on his A game, he just makes play after play.
For sure, and draws so much defensive attention that it opens up opportunities for others.
And Grant, you talked about it early in your playing days, blaming yourself for the Pistons not winning. Talk about that pressure on the best player to deliver wins.
Well, B.A., the pressure's real, and it's tough to keep perspective and just control what you can control. When you're tasked with leading a team to victory, you expect it first and foremost from yourself.
You know, one of the things that endeared Miles Bridges to his college coach was he was a superstar in talent, but played with a blue-collar mindset.
Quickly, passes to Barnes. It's blocked. They recover it.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Outside McDaniels. Here's the three. Richards pulls it in. Richards has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Griffin in the post, guarded by Trent. Pass to Miller. Bridges outside. Shot clock at 6. Sends it home from three-point land.
3 points.
Bridges has got 9 points in the quarter.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
They get it back. Ooh, he can't stop the run as that misses. For Charlotte, they've gone 8 of 15 in the second. Inside. And his 5th basket. Now 5 for 8. Looking comfortable out there.
Well, part of the game plan was to neutralize the crowd. And guess what? Mission accomplished.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
And Toronto calls time here.
Failing to find a rhythm offensively, something that needs to change and change soon.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
And the Hornets making a change here. Smith's checked in. And here we can check out the story for him. Quickly outside. Now here's Barnes. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Atlanta.
And he also contributed a couple blocks, too. Just a glimpse at the impact he had on defense.
Clock at 4. Buries it from 3. Barnes has got 7 now in this quarter.
Yeah, he recognized the overcommitment by the defense there and then made a smart pass to get that ball back outside.
Smith. That shot, no good. Ooh, excellent D there from Quickly. And Griffin gets it to go.
That close in against a way shorter defender, you could just put up 2.
Trent up top, defended by Griffin. Pass to McDaniels. And he's going for the oop here. Barnes, no good.
They've shown that power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Smith against Quickly. Trent from long range. Smith with the rebound.
No matter what he's tried, it hasn't worked. Unfortunately, the team is suffering from that.
Pass to Griffin. Rebounded by Trent. And for the Raptors, they're shooting around 35% from the field so far. Barnes, no good.
A perfect example of how to protect the rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Even with all the threes he nailed in the first quarter, the defense still hasn't made the proper adjustments.
Now Barrett. We saw him with 29 points in his last game. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Miller's got 5 rebounds tonight.
And their free throws have dropped off in this quarter. They're settling for too many jump shots right now.
I think you're right. I mean, an up fake here or there, getting the ball inside, that's how you create high percentage offense.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And Trent the bucket on the assist by Quickly. Trent's got 6. Charlotte's gone 50% from the perimeter in this second, shooting 4 of 8. Pass to Bridges. Back to Smith. Pulls up. Here's Richards. Oh, he hits that one. 8 for 11 and remaining a thorn in the D side.
Boy, I love the way he goes after it there. I mean, you've got to respect that. He's rewarded for his efforts of pursuing the ball.
Trent's shot is off.
It has not been his game so far. I mean, he's trying his best, giving great effort, but little has gone his way.
And Griffin gets it to go.
He started out hot from distance, and that has continued.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Timeout called, the Raptors.
There's just a lot of wide open lanes to the rim here. That'll drive your coach nuts.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Big group substitution here for Toronto. Olynyk checked in for Barnes. Nora comes in for McDaniels. Dick, he's checked in for Trent. And it's Brown in for Quickly. Here's Olynyk. Still no points. 54 seconds left in the first half of this game. Brown can't hit. It's been all Hornets. Griffin in the post. Toronto grabs the miss.
Coach loves the execution, just not the result. That's okay. That's part of the process.
Brown against Smith. Pass to Olynyk. Here's Nora. Just 5 to shoot. And so far in this one, 2 for 4.
Rock the baby. Working the size advantage inside.
Smith outside. It's Bridges on the wing. And here's Richards, guarded by Olynyk. A nice shot by Richards.
Well, I tell you, Bridges doing a nice job there, and his teammates appreciate when he looks to get them involved.
A dominating first half of play, and so far it hasn't been close. It's the Hornets delivering the blowout. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. And Barnes has got the ball here for Toronto. Next up on the schedule, the Nuggets, a home game. And that game will conclude a 4-game homestand for them. Emmanuel Quickley is out there with Gary Trent. Then there's Barnes, then it's Kelly Olynyk, and it's Barrett in at the 3. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Kept alive, Griffin. Banked it in off the glass. Griffin's got 32 points in the game.
He's certainly been their go-to guy when it matters most. He's trying to close this one out.
Pass to Barnes. Quickly against Ball. Quickly passes to Trent. Griffin pulls down the board. Griffin's got a rebound number 12 here already in the game. And Griffin slams it in.
Guys, it's a one-man show out there. I mean, he looks like he's willing to handle all of the offensive duties for his team.
Outside Barrett. Ball with the rebound.
Starting slow in this half, 0 for 3 so far.
Boy, LaMelo Ball is such a special young talent, Clark. What stands out most to you?
Well, I like his length. He's a rangy point guard, but it's how dynamic he is, B.A. He's also got deep shooting range.
That one drops for him. Quickly's got 12.
And, you know, after starting 0 for 3 this half, they finally get one down.
And here's Ball. 9 points in the game. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
That's his second.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
One shot.
That one misses for Ball.
Well, I tell you, I like Ball's mental makeup for such a young guy. Plays with patience and the wisdom of a 10-year vet, and he produces in every area.
And the basket by Trent. Give him 8 points now.
He really hooked the defender with that pump fake. It worked to perfection.
Pass to Griffin. Count the basket. Griffin's got 6 in the quarter.
Their interior D continues to look shaky. Not a good matchup for them right now.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Quickly. Nice D from Bridges.
Good offense beats good defense? Not always.
And there's Griffin. That's good. On the assist by Bridges. Griffin's got 38 points. The Raptors have got just 2 of 6 in the second half. Barnes passes to Olynyk. Back to Barnes. He nails it. That's his 5th make in 11 tries.
Yeah, he's been hooping, but the rest of the team, not so much.
Ball against Quickly. And Ball gets it to go. Ball's got 13 now.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Quickly outside and out of bounds. Charlotte will have it. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. Number 1, Charlotte.
Over the last few weeks, they've been high-flying, getting up and down the court with conviction.
Griffin outside. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have passed. Yep, that one's good. Griffin's got 10 points here in the second half.
I love this game plan. That's 10 points in a row from in close.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
Quickly against Ball. Trent outside. 6 on the shot clock. Good work defensively by Richards.
Not his best night and not the team's best night. Sometimes it just goes that way.
Griffin's shot is off.
I think he'll think twice about attempting that shot next time. The defense was right on top of him there.
From 12 feet. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Bridges has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Miller, guarded by Trent. And it's out of bounds to the Hornets as Charlotte retains possession. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, R.J. Barrett, the 3rd overall pick in the 2019 draft, still a long way away from his prime. He said, quote, people think you should make this huge leap out of nowhere. And it's like if you just add 1 or 2 things to your game and just get better every year steadily, you are going to get where you want to go, whether it comes right away or it comes later. Brian?
Allie, thanks. And there's a 3-second violation. Boucher's checked in for Olynyk. And the Hornets making a change here as well. Mann's checked in. The Raptors have gone cold. And the Raptors with some changes. Olynyk's checked in for Boucher. And Barrett subbed in for Abaji. On the court for the Hornets. They've got Moses Brown. Cody Martin is out there with Davis Bertans. Then it's Smith. And it's Griffin in at the 1. The 3, Barrett. And the Raptors get it back. And he gets the bucket.
That is super efficient, getting in deep and then taking advantage.
And here's MP. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Indiana, where they'll face the Pacers. That'll wrap up this short 2-game road trip. And Grant, the play-in was added after you retired. You wish it was around when you played?
You know, B.A., no. But I do think we could have used it a couple of times in my years in Orlando. But, you know, in all fairness, the play-in is a success as it creates a Game 7 atmosphere. And the NBA really knocked it out the park with this one.
They grabbed their own miss. And it's quickly with a miss.
He did everything in his power to make that a hard shot.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Man, he made sure to get his money's worth on that foul.
He got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Hornets.
You know, this is an example of why conditioning can be so important. I mean, it can be critical. They continue to sprint the floor, and there's no let-up in sight.
You also can't ignore the good job they've done rebounding on the offensive end tonight. That hustle has been well rewarded with second chance points.
Free throw good, MP. And for the players coming into the league, potentially set for life. But there are pitfalls you have to look out for, Grant.
It's so true, B.A. I mean, it's tough. You can't take all your childhood friends along for the ride with you. You've got to be cautious with new acquaintances. So it'll definitely keep you on your toes. You must make great decisions.
And both free throws good for MP. Toronto's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the 4th quarter. Here's Quickly going inside. Brown with the block. And so the ball out of bounds. Brown touched it last. Pass to Quickly. And the league looking to curb how much the top teams can spend. Stricter financial rules now in place.
Yeah, I like the salary cap. Its theory is good and well-intentioned. I think it does help the small market teams a bit. A lot of teams didn't like how certain West Coast teams were spending, but I still think there's room to give teams the option to exceed limits if they're willing to pay the consequences for doing so.
Getting buckets at a critical time. Just give them the ball and let them go to work.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
To the paint. Here's Porter. Outside McDaniels. Right side Barrett. Here's McDaniels. 5 on the clock. Here's Temple. Rejected by Brown. Out of bounds as Toronto keeps possession. Shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Ball.
The Hornets have gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started. Griffin left side. Drops in the layup for 2. Griffin's got 49 in the game. Toronto's gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth. Barrett with it. Can they get it? Brown with the block. And they get it back. And it's Temple missing.
There's no way that's the best look this offense can produce.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
I've been in this position. Your team is up. You want to drive in the dagger. He may be a little overeager.
With the drive. Down low. Here's Porter. Hauled in by Brown. The Hornets have got 4 of 8 shots to drop here in this final quarter. McDaniels with some nice D.
A perfect example of how to protect the rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
He can really read the floor. Precision pass in rhythm.
Griffin outside. Good! That's another bucket!
Another 50-point game from him, and he is now 3rd in the record books for most 50-point games in a season.
You can't deny the greatness we've seen from him all year long. He has performed at the highest level, night in, night out. And here's MP. He'll bring it up for the Hornets. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth. Martin misses. Well, the Raptors shooting right at 35%. Not getting what they want out there. Barnes passes to Temple. And it's off from three-point range.
Putting up a goose egg, bageled this period. At this point, you have to run the offense through somebody else. I mean, that's your only choice.
Griffin's shot is off. McDaniels against Griffin. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Well, Grant, you had to guard some of the greats in your career, including Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. Who was the toughest to cover?
Well, for the record, I didn't really like guarding any of them, if I'm being honest. But no one, in my opinion, tops Michael Jordan. Of course, I had to guard Kobe the most, and he was very relentless, had no weaknesses. And, you know, I was in my late 30s on one ankle, but who's counting?
The first free throw is good. And some changes here for the Raptors. Boucher's checked in for Porter Jr. Nora comes in for Scotty Barnes. And it's Dick in for Temple. Richards is checked in for Charlotte. Thibault comes in for Martin. Second free throw, no good. Here's Charlotte. They're on a 12-3 run. Bertans, the pass to Griffin. Pass to Richards. Now Bertans. 6 to shoot. Here's Griffin. And Boucher with the block. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Boucher. Quickly is checked in for Toronto.
Raptors. Emmanuel Quickly.
Here's Richards. 2 on the clock. Fires from the line. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Grant, you look at the league's basketball-related income. The players and owners split it about 50-50.
You know, BA, that's why they call it a partnership. You talk about a shared interest. The NBA has really become a leader by example in all of professional sports.
And it's time for an injury report. Now an update on Bruce Brown from the sideline. What'd you find out?
Hey guys, the head athletic trainer of the Raptors was able to update me on the situation. And I was told the source of discomfort right now is a pinched nerve in the back. It's a blow to a team that was hoping to turn up the second half of the season. This is a story that we'll be following very closely.
Okay, Allie, thank you. Boy, this injury definitely looks like it could be serious, guys.
Here's hoping it's not, but yeah, this team may have to get used to playing without him for a bit.
And in the training room, guys, I mean, that is not going to be an easy injury to bounce back from.
Quickly with the ball. Dybul picks him up quickly, passes to McDaniels. Fires the three. On target from range. McDaniels got 4 points now in the quarter.
The three-point shooting has been on point here in the second half.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Those three-point bombs will erase the deficit quickly if they can keep it up.
B.A., when he gets the rim in his sights, it's tough to stop.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice.
And, guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
Here's Griffin. And he gets it to go. Griffin's got 56 in the game.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
Quickly drives in. And a nice finish on the layup. Now here's Griffin. Oh, you look at the size of the contracts now. Clark, you wish you could still lace them up?
Hey, it's all relative, B.A. Guys that played way before me probably felt the same way about the money we were making in the mid-'80s, so it's relative, but it is quite astronomical. But it is a function of TV contract revenue and also merchandising and other income from ticket sales and the like, and that number is humongous, and the players deserve a significant portion of that, and that's why the math, as crazy as it looks, still works.
Oh, got a piece of it. And stolen by Boucher. Quickly from outside. Hornets with the rebound.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Here's Griffin. And it's Toronto with a rebound. Quickly's got 5 rebounds in the game. To the middle.
Oh, what a perfect pass to set that up.
Hey, the feed might have been pretty, but the finish, that was angry.
Well, you need both to make it special, and they pulled it off just right.
Griffin outside. This one for 3. McDaniels with the rebound. McDaniels got 4 rebounds now.
Really hard to think of things they didn't do well in this one. Certainly a dominant night on offense for the Hornets.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And this will go down as win number 25 for them this year.
Always good to start a season series off with a W. They showed tonight they take this team seriously, and the next 2 matchups between these two should be fun.
Yeah, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though. The team coming out on the losing end of game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in game 2 and 3. So I think the edge goes to the losing team.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for MP.
The scoring effort from him, unreal. Carrying this team, I mean, he was amazing tonight.
Griffin passes to Richards. Good on the shot.
And guys, that's got to be the dagger. This is how you finish a game.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback? Diminished.
Quickly uses the glass to finish the layup.
Hey, if you give him room, he's gonna score the ball.
And here are the Hornets now. Griffin outside. And So it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. Boy, this crowd has to be shocked by the way their team was dismantled.
Shocked and surprised. It doesn't matter what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to just waltz in and cruise to the type of victory like we saw tonight.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you later.
Water, no control, hit spinning. New bands printed, nails acrylic. Wash my hands before I touch these winnings. Brand new denim on tier with it. Fans who fed up with that I drop. I'm still hot, shorty. Pick a subject, need to switch that quick before I dip. I got. Send me those details. Deals on emails. Shorty want my clothes like I did it for a reason.